All right. Well, good morning, everybody. I've made a few people a co-host on here because I think one of the things we're going to have to do is change our link for these Zooms because there are some spammers attacking us like crazy. So if you're a spammer in here, like Matthew Burton, and you're just going to get kicked out. So if you are a co-host, please feel free to kick out anybody you see in here that is making any vulgar comments. So we are removing everybody and we'll do that as fast as possible. So I do appreciate that. So if you see anything come through, just know that we will have to change our links coming tomorrow. And so just be on the lookout for new links that we'll establish and send out to everybody. So in the meantime, just bear with us. If you see anything crazy in the chat, help a brother out. And I've got some co-hosts here. Just delete those comments, kick those people out, and it would be awesome if you could assist with that. I'll make a couple more people co-hosts here so you can have fun with that. So I've got about 3 or 4 co-hosts in here that are hopefully going to help out. And if you see something, just kick them out. Don't even think about it. But again, so let's get this party started. Let me pause and restart, and we'll get started here. So all right. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to our AM Power. Today is Thursday, October 23rd, and I'm so excited to be here with you today. I've been with Vital Health since April, and it's been an amazing 6 months here as we've been building something that is truly, I hate saying the word game changing, but it's the only word I can do because I know, what we've been doing over the last couple of months with new websites, new back offices, and all the things that we're launching. And something happened to me recently over the last few days that it just made it very clear in my mind, whatever your beliefs are. I'm not challenging your beliefs, I'm just sharing what mine are, but it made it very clear to me over the last few days that there's no other way that you can put what's coming together, and you can't credit any person with it. You can't credit any one human with what's going on. So the only thing that I do when that happens is I always turn to the divine. I always go, okay, one of my mentors and friends from years past always talked about connecting the dots, but it's hard to people try to connect the dots in real time. They try to go, okay, I'm going to try to see where this is going. So what's the next dot? And literally, you don't have control over that dot. The only thing you can do is prepare for where that's going. We're going to talk about that today. And then as the dots start going through this process, then you can look back and go, oh, that makes so much sense. But when I was in it, when things were happening, when I felt heavy and stressed, I didn't understand why it was happening, and that's not really up to us. And so one of the talks that I want to do this morning is really one where we're going to dive into this idea, no matter what your beliefs are. It's just this is an idea, but it's tapping in to the magic of divine timing. But people go, well, how? Is it The Secret? Remember The Secret back in the day? Just think good positive thoughts. We'll just mantra it into existence. And so that is something that when you look at what we're doing and how we're going to be doing this whole project going forward, there's nothing else that you could say other than it being divine timing. And why I say that is because it really comes down to a few key things that we're going to go over today. Some concepts, some action steps, some things that I just want to share that's kind of on my heart today. Usually I'm the slide deck guy. I got no slides today. So I wanted to really just kind of pour into you today and talk about how do you get to this divine timing. And I love this term. I don't know where I heard it, but if I look at every leader that I see on this call, every leader that I work with on a daily basis, everyone does everything differently, right? But if I look at a couple commonalities in who they are, one of the commonalities I've seen in people that are rapidly, aggressively, or highly successful is that they are aggressively patient. So I challenge you to write those two words down: aggressively patient. Kind of a complete oxymoron. But that's the topic today, is how do we do this? How do we trust this phrase we've heard all the time? Trust the timing of your life. But most people, they want things faster. We're in a microwave society where it's like, I want to hit the rank this month. I want to make the $1 million this year. I want to do all this stuff right now. And when we apply that pressure to the universe, and whatever you call the divine, the universe, God, when you apply pressure for it to perform, here's what it will do: it will push back. So if you push, it will push. If you pray, it will pray. If you ask, it will answer. Whatever you give it, it's going to give you it back. And so if you're a person that goes and want things to happen faster, just know the more you want it to happen faster, the slower it will go. And so I used to do this thing when I was in a dog trainer. I was a dog trainer for 7 years professionally, and I really wasn't in dog training. I was in people training on how to train their dogs or how to handle their dogs. And so if you want to do this experiment with your kids or your spouse or partner or whoever is around you, maybe you have someone around you, I would encourage you to put your hand up like this and then slowly push on someone else's hand and see what they do. So when you do this to somebody, very small amounts of pressure, they will automatically push back. And so again, like I've been talking about, if you're pushing on something, it will push back. Resistance creates more resistance. And so, but how do we get around this? How do we prepare while we wait? How do we harness this being aggressively patient? I'm going to give you a couple key points. We're going to go through a few different things. Then we're going to go through some action steps of I dug in and I go, how have I done this? Because over the last, people call it maybe manifesting. That's another term that's out there. I call it aggressively patient, but you could call it a lot of different things. So the first thing is divine timing, and there's a key word here. Divine timing is always always working behind the scenes. Not sometimes, not when you want it to, when you don't want it to. It's always working. So I worked with Tony Robbins for several years. I was with the part of his platinum partnership, so I got to be around all the people and all this kind of stuff. And one of the biggest things he talked about all of the time was that everything, no matter what it is happening for you, not to you. And so in business, it's really good to have a forgetful memory when bad things happen, quote unquote, because those bad things can lead to other good things. And so when we talk about, how do we foster this divine timing when it's always behind the scenes, we need to be always planting more seeds than we're harvesting. Because we're always looking for the next recruit, the next sale, the next rank promotion, the next person I can call out. We're always looking for something versus going, am I planting more seeds than I'm sowing? Sowing would be sales, recruits, ranked advancements, all that kind of stuff. Those are results of planting seeds. But I think, and I've gotten into this before, and I've been in for a little bit. I'm trying to get back out of it. Is I've gotten into management mode. Management mode is where you focus more on the things you've already harvested than you do with putting seeds in the ground. Because if you focus on the harvest, here's what will happen: it will get eaten. And then you'll go, wait a minute, I am starving. And so, how do you do this divine timing thing? Is you have to always be in plant mode. If you find yourself that you are in harvest mode all the time, that's when you're going to go hungry. And why do we go into harvest mode? Well, because we think we deserve it, or we celebrate it and we go, okay, now I've made it. Now, one of my other mentors way back in the day, let me know if you've heard of him before, Art Williams. Put an Art in the chat if you've heard of Art Williams. He had this famous speech that is amazing, because it talked about, okay, Art, I've gotten to the rank. What do I do now? He's just keep doing it. And it's this whole keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it, because it's this idea of like, when you get there, your life's not over. When you get there, it's not being achieved. Achievement is progress. not achievement. And so when you think about how to do this divine timing thing, you have to stay planted long enough all the time so the roots have a chance to grow to yield the fruit. And so those are things that you might not see. And when you don't see anything, you might get impatient. And so key point two is you can't rush readiness. I don't know where I picked this up from. I don't know, some other mentor in the past, but it comes down to I always wanted people to do more and faster than they could see. Now, I didn't want to do that because I'd make more money. Like, oh, I want you to do really well, so I make more. It was the potential I saw in somebody. So if I would enroll somebody, I'd go, okay, man, this guy or girl has got amazing potential. Let's go, go, go. And then they wouldn't go, and I'd be like, oh man, I guess they don't want to do it. They don't have the desire. Yeah, they said they wanted to do it, but they don't really want to do it. Now I sit back and I go, okay, that's just that person that's not ready right now. And so I can't control when somebody else is ready. The only thing that you or I can control is if you are prepared for when that person comes into your life, whether it is someone who you have admired from afar, whether it's a top 8-figure earner that like, wow, if I ever got to work with that person, because here's one of the shifts too. You have to go from when can I work and align and partner with a person to when do I get them in my downline? Because I don't know if you know this, but you don't own your downline. They're humans. You don't own them. And so you have to go, okay, who do I want to align with and put that out in the universe to go, God, when that timing is right for them, I want to be in their ear. I want to add value to their life. I want to create something that when they go and they go, what should I do next? You're there. And not being pushy or anything like that. It's just realizing that it's not up to you when they're ready, it's up to them and their journey. And so that's key number two is that you can't rush readiness because divine timing is real. And when their heart, mind, and circumstances align, you'll be the one they turn to. So again, this is not about recruiting and selling and all this kind of stuff. It's about being there and adding value to someone's life. Key point number three. We got 5 key points. Key point number 3. Aggressive patience is faith, here's the big word, in motion. Because here's where The Secret got it wrong. If you ever watched The Secret, put Secret in the chat. If you ever watched The Secret has this idea of like, I'm just going to put amazing thoughts out into the world. And like, I'm going to put this frequency out, and then magical things, money is going to end up in my mailbox. Well, how about that? Because you have to put it in motion, which creates action, intentional work. Because faith without work, here's the big thing, faith without work is fantasy. Work without faith is frustration. But when you have both, it's fulfillment. So faith and work together create fulfillment. But if you don't do it without work and faith, you really have this idea that, I'm just going to hope and pray and manifest, and I'm going to say it out loud that I'm amazing and I'm a black diamond. I'm going to say it, say it, say it. Here's the thing. Very few people follow words. And the ones that follow words will leave for other words. Those that follow actions will stay to be in action. So every no is just a not now. And every not yet is setting up your finally. Because I don't know if you've ever had this before, but when somebody comes to you and goes, hey, you know what? I'm finally ready. Oh, awesome. Here, take a look at this. Here, look at this. But I wasn't praying for them to go, oh my gosh, someday I'd love to do that. I'm not going to chase what's not aligned. I'm going to stay ready for when it is. And so all of these things, these key points that I'm giving you are all just little awareness markers of going, okay, if I put some awareness out there, this divine energy that is always in motion, whether you want to believe it or not, it's always working for you, not to you. Key point number 4 is leverage comes from alignment not speed. And so ask yourself right now, who are you surrounded by? Like, who are you talking to on a daily basis? Is it your family? Is it your business partners? Is it a mentor? Are you consuming social media? Are you in TikTok paddywhack all the time? What are you doing? What energy are you letting into your life? One of the things I started doing recently, I don't know if you noticed, but I started posting these fun memes that I find because I wanted to figure out a way. How do I channel? Because I like scrolling and watching funny reels, but I'm like, this is completely unproductive. So I said, how do I turn this unproductive thing that allows me to unwind into something productive? How do I align with it? And I align with it because I've been in network marketing for 27 years and I know some funny stuff that's happened in this industry. And so now I convert those funny reels that I find into funny things that I can share that actually, gets eyeballs and all this kind of stuff. And so when we talk about leveraging from alignment, we live in a world obsessed with fast things, fast food, fast money, fast rank ups, go, 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 right? This idea of hustle, hustle. But I really feel and believe because of what's happening with AI, because of what's happening in our world, we are going to go through a shift over the next decade. Now, it could be faster, it could be 12 months, who knows? But I think we're going to go from a shift from a hustle culture to an alignment culture where we're not looking to hustle because the hustle can be faked. Alignment can't be faked. Alignment is at the heart level, hustle is at the mind level because you can have a work ethic, you can work hard, you can do all these different things, but that doesn't mean you have alignment just because you're hustling. So the ones whose timing, hunger, and belief align with your mission, that's who you're looking for. So as you go through this process and go, okay, how do I align with people? Well, this is why we talk about this industry. It's why I think so many of us do this and talk about it. And we have speakers at Vital Fest that are going to literally be talking on this subject. I think Eric Easy Carter is really going to dive into why is personal development so imperative? Because personal development allows you to develop into the person that you align with. Because here's the secret is you need to align with yourself first. And once that happens, then other people come into your life to align with that version of yourself. When you get started in this industry, you don't want to duplicate yourself. You want to duplicate other successful people to get to the point where then you're duplicating yourself. And so when the timing aligns, it won't require convincing, it'll just click. People will reach out to you and go, hey, I'm ready to sign up. Hey, I've been watching you for a while. Hey, I'd love to work with you. Hey, I'd love to partner with you. Hey, this is amazing. I can't believe how easy this feels. Because here's the thing, if it feels hard, you're doing that pressure thing. Isn't it funny too? When we pray, you pray like this. That's pressure. I always think it's interesting. And so when I pray, I actually do this, open. I don't do this. I go like this, like put it in my hand. I can't hold anything if I do this. So I do this. It's a funny meme about that too. So that's key point number 4. Number 5, as we wrap up here on the key points, I'm gonna give you some action steps too as we wrap up. Key point number 5 is preparation. Preparation is proof of expectation. So what does that really mean? If you really believe your moment is coming, you got to act like it. Now, this is not fake it till you make it. This is not, you live in a $500 a month apartment and you go buy a $1,000 a month car payment so you can look like you're there, right? That used to be a thing in network marketing back in the day. People would go buy expensive cars, expensive vacations, just so it looked like they were somebody. This is about preparing on this is the planting of the seeds. So you're updating your systems, which we're about to do in a big way. You're polishing your story. You're learning our compensation plan. You're understanding what do you have to do to better follow up. You're looking and you're always going, if I'm not talking to someone about my business, I'm preparing for the next person to come in. And here's a big thing. When you come to divine timing in this industry, which is beautiful, as soon as somebody aligns with you, you get to bring other people to help them grow. So you can go find new people. And that's how this business works. It's a handoff thing. Somebody comes in you align with, awesome. They're not yours. You hand them off. Because why? You need to stay in the planting realm. If you go into the harvest realm, you will stop planting. And next season, you will have nothing to show for it. And so when you think about this and you go, okay, I'm always preparing for what's to come. Faith prepares the table before the feast arrives. And again, this is not about affirmations, which those are good. This is about taking action. So in those times when you're not talking to prospects or coaching your team or whatever it is, what are you doing that's preparing you for the person you don't know yet that will change your entire business? That could happen today. That could happen in 2 years. Because again, I've been doing this for 27 years in this industry. And so along the way, I've been preparing and I didn't even know what I was preparing for. But now I look back and I go, oh, that's why that company closed. That's why that person blocked me. That's why this happened. That's why, oh, now it all starts to make sense. Because as we start to do this and go, okay, I'm aggressively patient because again, the aggressive part is me taking action constantly. The patient part is being detached from the outcome of that action. As long as you, as Jim Rohn says, as long as you're sowing good seed, you will create good harvest. Now, again, that doesn't mean, put the wrong seeds in the ground. Don't put pumpkin seeds in the ground and expect to get pine trees. You have to make sure that you're working with your mentor that you're putting the right seeds in to expect what comes out of them. So here's some action steps. If you want to take action, put action in the chat. So here is the action steps. And we talk about this all the time. This is nothing new. It really comes down to going, okay, if I want this divine timing thing to come in my life, what do I need to do? I need, number one is to create a consistent rhythm or something called a DMO, which at Vital Fest we'll be diving in to how you create a successful DMO of what that means. So whether you're getting crazy and there's lots of action momentum, or whether it's quiet, you're doing the same thing over and over again. So what does that look like? Posting daily, following up with 5 people, inviting 2 people to the Facebook group a day, learning or sharing one new thing every day with somebody that you don't know. Consistency is how you tell God, the universe, divine energy, I am serious. I'm not expecting a handout. I just want a hand up. So what does that mean? Hand up means you're doing something to receive it. So this is where you're thinking about, okay, I'm going to do this action even though I don't want to post today. I don't want to show up. I don't want to talk to this person. I'm an introverted. I don't want to talk to anybody. But how do I show up? Number two, and I love this idea because this is something that I've done and I know when I do it, the harvest is so much bigger. Number two is track your seeds, not just your sales. So every morning I have a book where I track numbers and all these different things. But I've started doing this where I keep a timing tracker. So I list everyone who said not yet. I list the people. I'm like, these are the people that I would love to partner with at some point in my life, whether divine says now or later. At some point, I'd like to. I mean, even my current business partner, who I work with on a daily basis, when I first met him, I'd be like, that's cool if we ever got to work together. And we tried working together for years, and the timing just didn't work until literally I had something traumatic happen in my life where a relationship ended and I needed someone. And guess what? He was there. He was there, and we formed a partnership. And everything you see of what we've done over the last 6 months is here, because not because he recruited me or I recruited him. It was a divine timing thing. There's no other reason for it. So this is where you want to track the seeds, not just the sales, because you're not chasing. You're staying present until the timing aligns, until it's ready to be put in your hands. Number three, this is huge. And this is where I've trickled this in throughout the entire time. Number three is probably the best way. I would say it's the only way that I've had success. I'm not taking any credit for anything I've ever done. Number three is get around people who are winning. I remember years ago, I was in a company where I was part of a team. We had a lot of people in this company. We helped the company launch and everything, but I was still a newbie in the industry. I was still like green behind the ears. I'm like, I don't know what these guys are doing, but they're making a lot of money. One of them was making $1 million a month. And I'm like, how are you guys doing this? Here's what I did. I didn't even ask. I just sat in the room. I sat in the room. I remember this explicitly because we were in a house in Chicago. There was a round table where everyone would have breakfast every morning. And I remember I would sit on the couch because I wasn't in the club. I was there just helping and supporting. So I wasn't in the circle, but I could listen to everything they were saying and doing. And success is contagious, and energy of successful people can transfer to you, and you can skip and condense time frames. So how do you do this? Attend the next event, whatever that event is, whether it's tonight, whether it's tomorrow, whether it's AM Power, whether it's Saturday, whether it's the Vital Fest, whatever it is. The more successful people you can get around, that's why when people go to a big event, time collapses. It's not a secret. It's because the energy in the room leaks into your brain, and the universe goes, or God, the divine goes, oh, okay, so we want to help this person too. Okay, cool. And that's why when people come out of the event, their business explodes and they 10x and they're like, wow, no, it's not amazing. This is just energy and science. It's not something that is, you have to look for it. You just have to do it. Because when you surround yourself with momentum, it will rub off. You start believing faster, bolder, and trusting deeper when you're around people that do that. Proximity to fire keeps your flame alive. It's really hard for you to keep firing yourself up. And so if you're around people that they can fire you up, even if they don't know you. I mean, my biggest mentor I've never met, and he's not alive, is Jim Rohn. That's my mentor. That has been somebody who, when I am in a place where I'm like, man, I feel down, I listen to Jim Rohn. And I go, oh, that's right. It's about planting seeds. It's about doing this. And that's how I survive through the ups and downs of this industry. We got two more, and then we're wrapping up. So we got 2 more minutes here. Number 4 is strengthen your faith muscle. What's that mean? This is crazy because this is what I started doing recently in the morning, and it goes against everything I am, but I'm trying to get it more into my life. Faith is built in silence, not applause. Faith is built when you slow down and you're able to go, okay, and reflect and be quiet with yourself and be quiet with the world, because in silence is when the roots grow deep. So how do you do that? You journal every day. I know when I journal, when I write things down, crazy things happen, because my belief is there's an energy that is transferred from your mind to the piece of paper that you're writing on. And that signifies the universe, God, the divine, to go, okay, that's what you want. Because you took the energy to take it out of here, this idea, this thought, and put it on paper, and you took it out of this pretend world that is developed over the last 46 years of my life, this pretend world I live in, and I plucked something out and I said, I want that to be real. So you're not being delayed, you're being developed when you're doing these things. And it's been proven by science over and over and over and over again. You look at the most successful people in the world and you go, hey, who gets up early? Who journals? Who does all this stuff? And it's successful people. It's not an art. It's not something anybody on this call. If you just started, or you started and you're not having success, you can start day one today, really fostering this divine energy. That's why people, when you see people in success, you go, wow, how do they do it? They don't do it, they believe it. So whatever you need to do to believe more, that's what's going to create action. Number 5, and the last one here, is lead. And it kind of goes back to what we talked about at the beginning. Lead with peace, not pressure. We talked about in the beginning, the more pressure you apply, the more pressure it will come back. Your energy is your magnet. So you want to attract the right people into your life, put the right energy out into the world. And here's the energy. The energy is not like go, 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 go. Hustle, 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 hustle. Because nobody wants to hustle. And this is just my belief, but I think everyone would love it if there was enough money in their bank that they never have to think about money, that they can do everything they love to do and never work a day in their life. I think that would be peace for everybody. Now, of course, you stay active and stuff like that, right? But when you lead calmly, your team feels safe. If you lead sporadically with your emotions, guess what your team will do? But if you lead calmly, and it's not about not recognizing your emotions, but it's about leading from a calm place that people feel safe and they feel secure. Because when you lead from faith, guess what? That's the mirror and the duplication that will happen. So, do you want a team that is run by their emotions, or do you want a team that feels safe and they operate from faith versus operating from hope? Because those are two different things. And so, remind your team that divine timing can't be forced, but it can be activated through preparation, consistency, and alignment. Those are the three main things. When I look back on my life and I go, when do good things happen? That's when it happens. And you have to get into this. I'm always in a seed planting mode. So as we close up, just remember this: divine timing isn't something that happens to you, it happens through you or for you, however you want to operate that. It's activated when your work, faith, and alignment meet at the same exact place. So be aggressively patient, move boldly, trust deeply, work like it depends on you, but believe like it depends on God, divine, universe, whatever your higher being, your higher power is. Believe as it depends on them, not on you, but work like it depends on you. Stay close to the fire, because when the season shifts, your harvest will come fast and full. But stay planting seeds. You're not behind, you're just being refined. So I felt lots of times in my life where I'm like, when is it going to happen? And then I look back and I go, oh, that time was preparing me for what was going to happen. So let's go out and tap into the magic of this divine timing by being aggressively patient. So again, we went through 5 key points here. We talked about divine timing is always working behind the scenes, no matter what. You can't rush readiness. Aggressive patience is faith in motion, not sitting still. Number 4 was leverage comes from alignment, not speed. Number 5 was preparation is proof of expectation that it's going to now be delivered to you. And the 5 action steps we talked about was create a consistent rhythm, be faithful in the waiting, develop those DMOs, track your seeds, not just your sales. Number 3, get around people who are winning. If you're going to Vital Fest, put Fest in the chat. I will see you there. I can promise you, you are going to experience massive amounts of alignment at that event. Number 4 is strengthen your faith muscle, prepare for what's to come. And number 5 is lead with peace, not with pressure. Peace, not with pressure. So, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me this morning. I hope that was valuable. I hope you go out and you live aggressively patient, that divine timing is always working for you and through you. So I will see you at Vital Fest. Have an amazing, amazing day. Please tap into our events tonight. I think am I doing the Discover Vital tonight? I think I'm doing Discover Vital tonight. We do this every night. Saturday, we're going to have an amazing training. There's so many things that are going on that you just got to tap into. And if you tap into it, the divine will definitely show up. Thanks, everybody. God bless. Have a great day. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.